till it starts to ache. Time pass on these past tracks, what a waste, and I'ma let you in for a moment. They said he holding a rock, told it a block, go your product to my town.
We here spitting with Spitter bonus clip Monday. Premium Pete, what up, guy? How are you?
What's going on? Monday blessings to you and yours, and the internet's worldwide. You know,
absolutely. The internet. Shout outs to the internet. Rest in peace, Combat Jack.
Absolutely.
And we was talking before the show, man. Health is wealth, bro. That's what it comes down to.
You know, it's important. I think. Can you hear me well? Is everything good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. You know. Health is something that we don't really appreciate until sometimes later on in life. And what we were speaking about off air before we went live was just wanted to be there for your kids. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And like,
you hear me?
The driver.
Hold on.
Got you.
There we go. I'm back. Okay, go ahead. Let's start again.
Perfect. Like the driving force for me, right? My son's 16, super fit basketball player. Like I'm a retired basketball player, coach now, but like I got bad knees, and so it's just nothing but putting weight on. My son's like, Dad, I know you got one left in you. I know you got some left in the tank. And it started driving me. Right, like 6-7 weeks ago, like I was in the garage working out with him, and we were done. I was having chest pains. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to like take this seriously. I've overcome so much to let like my weight kill me. You know what I mean? Like I'm 40, my kids are older now, and I want to see them live and prosper as adults. You know?
Sure. I mean, I think that's what success is too. A lot of people, you know, I don't want to speak on a lot of people because I feel like sometimes that's like a cop out, but I just feel like you know, there are a lot of people who don't understand how important, you know, it is to be there for your kids. You know, and I say that because even in tough times and tough neighborhoods, and we grow up and we say, look, we got to do, like, I got to do whatever I got to do for my kids. But sometimes doing that takes you away from them. If you do some criminal activities or things like that. And I understand you have to feed your family,
right?
But understand what you're doing. And I think we should take that much emphasis and putting on as far as health. Because, like, you know, I always tell, like, look, I'm 44, straight up and down. My daughter's 20, my son is 5. You know, I don't want to be that guy where, you know, you tell your son to go out for a pass and you're like, you know, you over here breathing heavy, but, you know, it's like you want to try to at least, you know, be there and experience it for them. So, you know, I think it's important. But at the end of the day, let me be honest with you. A lot of people who know me. They know that I have a lot of people say I have a tapeworm. You know, I'm a skinny fat kid. You know, I eat a lot. I grew up in a big Italian family, always shoving food down your mouth. So I guess what I'm saying is I call myself half-ass healthy because at least you're trying. I'm not fully there, but I'm trying, and I think you know that's important. You know what I mean?
And like, you know, I know you don't know too much of my story, but like I've overcome so much. Like when my kids were very small, I wasn't always around.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so now, like, your phrase that I heard you say on the Father's Day episode, presence over presence, right? I took that and I tell all my fathers that I talk to every day, we run with that. You know what I mean? Like, just to be there for your family.
Hold on, do you hear that? Or is that me?
Yeah, you good. I heard the crumbling or whatever that was.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
All right.
I don't want you to talk. You have crumbling. I don't know if that's me. Do you hear me or is there only you were talking?
Nah, it's good now. Yeah. I don't hear it at all. I hear it there.
Yeah, I hear it when you talk.
You
hear that?
Yeah. Let me find out the feds got us.
He said, let me find out the feds got us. I want to make sure the sound is clear for you. Hold on. What about now? Let me hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can, but whenever you talk, for some reason, it you get the static, you know?
All right. Chrissy, what up, sis? How you? Oh, you're gonna see some comments down below as people chime in. Okay, pause my brother. I don't know what the hell that is. That shit dumb annoying.
Yeah. You want to start it over?
Hold on. Let me see what the Wizard of Oz, because my wife Jackie, she's the Wizard of Oz. She's the brains behind the operation. Let me see what she's talking about downstairs.
I'm cool. So you want to have the audio right?
Absolutely.
Whatever you want to do, you let me know.
Let me see. 1 second. Hey Jack, what's it looking like down there? What's it sounding like? Let me see. 1 second, Pete.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all good.
Technical. Hey, you there, bro? Yeah, that's on your end, bro. I don't know what it is.
It is. Hold on. Let me see if. Give me a second. Let me see if I put some headphones in.
Get the AirPods. You keep losing.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah.
What about now? Let me hear you.
You can hear me?
Okay, there you go. You sound better.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
There we go. After a little technical difficulties, but let's get into it, man.
It's all good.
In case people don't know who you are, right? I know who you are. I know your story.
Yeah. Yo, I don't even mean to cut you off. Anybody listening to this now, later, whatever, don't ever get upset. Yo, sometimes I be telling people that. I'm like, yo, for those who don't know who you are, and then people are like, what? Who don't know who I am? Like, people say that, like people I sit down with over the years. And I'm like, yo, you never know, man. You never know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you never know. But go ahead, finish what you're saying. For people.
If people don't know who you are, man, let's talk about the humble beginnings, because I don't think were you always Premium Pete?
We getting healthy. Listen, Premium Pete, you know,
Pete, I can't hear you at all.
Okay,
this is wild. There you go.
Hold on. Am I back? I sound good?
Yeah, you good.
Sound good? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. We actually grew up in my grandmother's house, who lived in Coney Island. We grew up in there till about 12 years old. They actually owned the go-karts, my uncle. Sounds like a big thing, but it was really just some simple $3 go-kart ride, you know, hustle bustle thing. But it is legendary when you think about Coney Island, and everything that was there. So for me, it was a melting pot, you know, just to be able to experience those times. And then when I got older, I moved over to like so many different neighborhoods. But you know, I will say Coney Island, going there actually gave me the ability to, you know, really just see from a diverse lens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just, because when you talk about the, you know, late 80s and 90s, you talk about like, you know, you're talking about, it was very tense. You know, like, it's funny when you think about like the racial tension. I say to myself, fuck them. Like 30 years later, ain't shit really changed.
Nothing changed, right?
And that's what's sad when you really think about that. But yeah, you know, Premium Pete came from like years later. As far as like, I've always been. It's funny because I always think about it. I've always been somebody in the mix, somebody like who was always around. You know, even in footwear, I was dealing with like Nike representatives or different people or, you know, different players in the game, whether it be artists, athletes, actors, like even before any social media. I've always had friends here. This one did this one played for the Jets, this one was a criminal, this one was a, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been around that. But premium I would say came from sneakers for sure. Like the premium of like when you think about Air Force Ones, and you think about the quality that premium had. And it was just like a name that stuck. I mean, I had a lot of names growing up. You know, I was very small at one point in time. They used to call me Half Pint. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I was short. I was short. Like you know, like I was in high school. I was short. You know, and then I remember going to a bone doctor, and my parents were were worried because like you know just everything was late. You know, and they told me that I would probably grow to be the size of my father. My father's only 5'7", so it's
Right.
like about a year later I was like 5'11". You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I told my father, go get your money back from the doctor because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Excuse
Right.
my language if I'm not allowed
No,
to
you
curse
good,
on here.
man. Listen.
But yeah, go ahead. Either way, I'll, you know, but yeah, you know,
So so
that
you brought up that you was in the mix with the sneakers. Now my next thing is that I know you're a sneakerhead. You're an enthusiast for real. How'd that start? Right, because I'm a retired sneakerhead, as I like to put it. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I
But
feel like I'm retired too now, but you know, it's funny when people ask me that, you know, it's like, I, you know, getting, you know, I was there from day one.
right,
When I say day one, meaning, you know, going to get the Jordan 1 when it came out, right? Not worrying if it was sold out, worrying if I had enough money to get it, you know, and how
absolutely,
I was going to get enough money.
right.
You know, it was actually a job for me to get all that. Like, and what I mean by that, I had a paper route. I had to put
Me
in
too.
half the
Yo,
money.
me too.
Yeah, yeah, I had a paper route. My parents weren't putting in any money. They said
Nah,
that if I put in half, that they would put in, you know, some money. And then my aunt gave me $5. My grandmother gave me $10, and my parents put in 35. I put in 50 for my paper route, and I bought my first pair of Jordans, the Jordan 1s, in 1985, which is crazy to even think. Uh, you know, it's ever since then, you know, that's why I tell people I didn't sign an application to get in. You know, am I like one of the early adapters, one of the early people that were, you know, buying one to rot, one to start? You know,
right.
somebody who had early collections, just that New York streetwear, just that getting fresh. Um, but people like, you know, Clark Kent and Mayer and All Day and you know, a lot of other people I consider friends of mine, you know, it's like we're doing these crazy, stupid things. It's like rocking and stocking. Like no one did that. You bought a pair of sneakers to wear, you know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, you know, I got in, you know, it was a camaraderie. It's like any niche, you know, when you think about it, or niche, whatever they call it, you know, like fishing. Like there's dudes that go right now, there's dudes that go fishing and they're
Right.
really into it. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning like
Yeah.
they know all the tackle, they're friends with all the people. This guy created a rod, you know what I mean? They know where the best spots to go. So picture it like that. Not that you don't know the world, of course you do, but I'm
Yeah.
just explaining like that's how I looked at it. That's how I look at a lot of things, even like podcasting or sneakers or entrepreneurship or business. I look at it like a lot of things. Like you know, there's certain players in the game. There's the behind the scene people. There's you. There's come ups. There's stories. There's failures. There's fuck shit. There's you know.
Absolutely.
So
Like I think I started collecting. So I was like 14 and I couldn't like my parents couldn't afford to get me fresh kicks. So I had a little paper out and I worked at a little pizza shop. And I remember the first pair that I copped was the Bo Jacksons.
classics. Where'd you
And
grow up?
well, I grew up in Jersey, a little
Okay.
town called Phillipsburg. But
Okay.
nobody was really big on sneakers out here, you know, and but I was like, cause like I seen all these other fly dudes like ahead of me rocking Jordans and Bows and Air Maxes and classic sneakers, you know. So like I started copping then. My old man had passed away. I got into the street game, and then just the sneaker thing took off. Like every pair that I could have ever wanted, I copped. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's what
And
happens.
then like
It,
we was like 26 years old. I had a room dedicated to all my sneakers. And she was my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife now. She said, listen, those sneakers are fly, but they're not going to progress us to a future of our own house and our own things. You know what I mean? So later on, I had developed this thing in town, like when kids would get A's on the report card, they would come by and they would show me their report card. I just give them a pair of kicks. You know what I mean?
I like that.
And
I have a similar, not to cut you up, but I have a
go ahead.
similar story like that, where, 2012 maybe or 2011, the
Right,
Combat Jack Show went down to Atlanta for A3C, the festival and
right.
conference. And, we were only about a year and a half in, but, the internet was buzzing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we did a panel out there and the room was packed. And
Right.
as we were walking out, there was like a line to talk with me in combat and take
Mm-hmm.
pictures. And we were signing autographs on the A3C paper.
Right.
Crazy thing is, I was like, yo, I remember going home to my lady at the time. And I remember saying, like, yo, they love us. This shit is really starting to move. I was out there taking pictures and signing autographs. I mean, shit was crazy. And she was like, okay, but the mortgage is due. And I was like,
That's
yeah,
it.
that. I was like, all right,
That's it.
sometimes, I guess what I'm saying is, sometimes, or not sometimes, it's harder than people think, right? Like you could look good and
Mm-hmm.
not be good. I tell people
Absolutely.
this all the time. It's and especially with social media days, like people.
Man, Pete must have got disconnected. We getting into it heavy. I'm sure he'll be right back. Please stay tuned. And if you're watching right now, please tune in to Chrissy's Cipher Knowledge tonight, 8 p.m. Her first episode. I have another episode coming up Wednesday with DJ Sev One from Vegas at 4 p.m. Pete, if you're there, holla at me. If we got any comments out there, any questions that need to be answered, hey Al, I seen you tuned in. Yeah. Paper out and pool shark do equal a sneakerhead. Let's see what's going on here. How y'all feeling on this Monday? Y'all good? There he is.
Are we back?
Yeah, we are back. We are back.
Okay. Technical
But you was
difficulties.
look, man. Listen, it's either supposed to happen or it's not, right? But you were saying about the mortgage being due, and you was out there, and then we were talking about people on social media. You could be fly, but not really be fly.
Well, and I also don't think it's like something people, generally do. I think it just happens. You get caught up in the mix, right? Of like,
Yeah.
yo, let me, and people's mindset, like, and I get, there's two different levels, like feeling good inside and then appearing to look good, right? And I feel like
Right.
if you can, I know this may be crazy to say if you can, but try to be both,
Yeah.
because I'll give you an example. It takes time to make anything prosper, right?
Absolutely.
But unfortunately in this world, and this is not a bad thing, but unfortunately sometimes people will see you take a picture. Like people may even see you like doing an episode with me and be like, oh, I see you doing big things.
Right.
Okay. I'm just saying now it's an honor for me to be asked to be on here, so thank you, and I'm sure it's a blessing for you to have me on, right?
Huge
But
blessing.
at the end,
Thank you.
but at the end of the day, you still got work to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you still are building you're building your platform up, right? And if you get
Absolutely.
Premium Pete, what about next week, right? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what about the week after, right? So the point I'm trying to make is sometimes we get slighted where, and this is not the person's problem, where they may say like, I see you out, like you may take a picture with Denzel,
Right.
right? And they're like, yo, I see you, TJ, doing big things, right? But meanwhile, you may have seen him in Soho and you took a picture, and there's nothing wrong with that. You took a picture with
Right.
Denzel, you're a fan. But the world sees it as like, they may see something as like, I'll give you an example. They may see somebody hire you and it become a publication, complex. I'm just giving an example. Hires TJ Spitter, you know what I'm saying? And then be
Right.
like big, but you still got to go do the work. You still got to make your presence felt over there. Right? And you're going to do what you do, but at the end of the day, some people will see the beginning process and be like, you know, you really out here doing your thing. And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that, because perception sometimes is a good thing, but don't believe your own hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to me, it's okay to, you know, take time. It's, you know, you don't have to compare to others. Like sometimes, you know, people came up later than you, get put on earlier than you. It's okay. Just keep working. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, you know, it's a whole roundabout of like just to stay focused and never give up. To me, that's what you know, that's what helps propel people, you know, because then you start getting bitter, you thinking less, you start overthinking everything, you start analyzing, and this could be anything and
Yeah.
anything. So yeah, but I don't mean to
And
go off on a tangent. I'm just talking.
no, you just like, you know, that's what me and my wife have been together for. So we've been together for 16 years, and she's the driving force that keeps me reeled in and focused. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, when the podcast is over, I still have to go to sleep because I have work tonight.
Sure,
You know
sure,
what I mean?
sure.
Like no matter how big I get from my own britches, you know, like I always have to remain focused and vigilant and like understand my primary purpose. You
And
know,
there's levels to it, and there's levels to it. I mean, I've been there. Listen, I've been there too. I remember 2000 and probably 12. Um, you know, we were, you know, 2012. I was working on my friend's bread route because a
right,
couple of things I was doing didn't work out, and I knew it was a quick, you know, couple $100 a night. And I said, let me put some work into this so I could, like, I'm gonna stay focused with the podcast, and you know, I'm gonna commit to combat, but I gotta bring in some money because there was no money coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
that's the thing too. Let me tell you, man. And this is not just from combat, meaning the show,
right.
but dealing with any type of popularity without money is a very challenging thing. Um, and a lot of people go through it. I speak to people and I try to help them, you know, stay focused. Like people I know that are very talented. Because again, let's go back a step. You could look good out here, and not naturally be good. So people could be like, damn, like TJ, you could be like telling somebody, damn, I see you, you know, you making big moves and do it. And like, I'll give an example. Say you get booked for a gig to, I don't know, produce a show or host a show. Say you get 10 or 15,000. I'm just giving an example. That's nice. But if you only get it once a year, what are you making? $15,000 a year?
Right.
So it's so you know sometimes like you know you can get booked for a host a show for 2,000, 3,000 a show. If you only do 4 shows, you know you know. So when I say there's levels to this shit, there's levels, and that's why I wouldn't say I'll give my advice. It probably not the best chose road, but I got myself involved with a lot of situations. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when the podcast wasn't making money, I learned the behind the scenes stuff, and I learned how
Right.
to listen and learn about equipment and learn about audio and learned about who does this and who does that, and I learned about writing things out and helping producing and helping get ads for shows and connecting brands with people bigger than Premium Pete, meaning like, yo, it's not only about you, like, yo, um, and yeah, doing that. And the thing is, you're like a chicken with no head on,
Right.
but I feel like at least you're doing 3 or 4 things. If 2 of them or 1 of them stick, you're good. You know what I mean?
And that's it.
Just
Like,
like you're doing. You're working, right? You're over here doing the
yeah.
show, right? It doesn't stop. It doesn't
Nah.
stop, right? You know?
Like people ask me all the time, like, when do you sleep? And it's like, I want to put all my people on. Like I'm good, right?
Yeah,
My family's good, my wife's good, we're good. But I want to put my people on. You know what I mean?
sure.
Like I want to make sure we all eat. You know, and like, so I used to do this music thing. I was pretty successful, but like, again, attention and ego for me. You know, like I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm in recovery, so I can't do half of anything. You know what I mean? Too much attention and too much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Too much stroking my ego is dangerous. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so
Don't
like,
yeah. Not believing your own hype is an important thing.
right.
Internets, don't believe the hype, but more
Don't believe the
importantly,
hype,
don't believe your own hype.
you know? And so like this is just like spitting with spitters, like
Yeah.
everybody call my name's TJ, right? So everybody calls me TJ Spitter. And so like I just want to provide people like an outlet, you know what I mean? P froze up on me. Internets. Pete, you there, bub? Some technical difficulties. We're making it work. There you go.
Hold on. Hold on, man. Damn. You hear me?
Yeah, you good.
All right. The only thing is I got to charge my phone, so without the headphones, I hope you don't hear the static.
Oh, no, you all right. You know, like I was saying, I just want to put my people on, you know, to give people an avenue. Like, ultimately, I'm going to start doing a little bit of, I have a recovery segment. I got some people that have done very well. I've done very well myself in it, you know. I'm just going to try to make it.
You should have Royce on. I think Royce the 5'9" was in recovery for a while. He stopped drinking.
Absolutely. I think he just celebrated. Me and him have around the same amount of time. Me and him have around the same amount of time.
Congratulations. See, that's something different. You know, every day I get phone calls from people. You know, every day I get phone calls from different people, emails, asking me advice about starting up a podcast. And I'll be honest with you, most of them are what everybody is doing. And I don't understand the mindset. Like, people will call me like, yo, Premium Pete, man, yo, I'm thinking of starting my own podcast. And who better to ask than you? Yo, I was thinking about starting a hip-hop podcast where we sit down and we interview, like, hip-hop legends. And I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess it's been done 1,000 times. So when I hear you talking about different segments like recovery, I like that. Wrong with that. Like recovery in hip hop, recovery in general. It's not wrong with it, man. Making ourselves better. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So I like that. You know,
it's a super blessing. Like I'm fortunate. Like I celebrated 11 years. I was put in a position to be a recovery specialist and work for a facility to help other addicts. You know, and like my primary purpose in life now is to give back, whether it's for my family, whether it's for somebody that's in need, whether it's for the addict that's still sick and suffering. You know what I mean? Like I just want to help people. You know, and we're gonna get it. Good, man. But so my not even my question, because we just conversating. I know you love food, right? I know you love food. Can we talk about you got to eat this?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got to eat this was, birthed from me and, Bum B, dear friend of mine, just a real good soul. Not only just a legend and an icon as far as being a recording artist, just one of the
shout
best
out
dudes
to the
I
Trill
know.
OG.
Absolutely. Just, and I mean that, just one of the most purest people I have the honor of calling my friend.
Right.
You know, I've seen him support people, out of the love of his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people do that. People say they do things. People don't do it, you know?
Nah.
So, yeah, we were always eating, always traveling. He's traveling here. So, he'd be in Sweden, like, yo, I'm going to eat Swedish meatballs today, like, just like some off the wall stuff, some out of New York, out of Texas type style stuff, like once we start moving around, like, and we just came together and kind of like started, this is years ago. So we started a blog first, then started the social stuff. And, we worked with a lot of different companies and we put people on a lot of things. We created a lot of content. We kind of have like a little mini agency as far as like we worked with a bunch of people. We put our own sneaker that sold out in a day with Ewing Athletics called the Sushi, which is both a Bun Love Sushi. So yeah, if you Google it, see, so put in Sushi Bum B Premium Pete or Ewing Sushi Bum B Premium Pete, whatever.
I need to see it, man. How can I cop a pair? You know what I mean? Sold out in a day.
That's like 2 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah. It was only like probably like 600 pairs or something like that. So
I'm not gonna. My goal here is not to keep you and pick your brain about everything.
But I do want to.
I do want to salute you for sitting down with the entire Sopranos cast on the live panel. That shit was dope. And then I watched the episode of Furio you had like 3 times. How'd you land that shit, bro? Just moving and shaking.
It's actually funny. you know, sometimes you gotta be thankful of your
Absolutely.
blessings. You know, it's like I grew up. You know, you think about it. I grew up um, a big fan of hip hop. You know, loving it. You know, I mean, truth be told, I used to carry a boombox on my shoulder.
Me
But
too.
as being an Italian kid, I do want to say this. I dealt with a lot of shit that makes me so happy today of where I am and who I am, meaning
Right.
as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it used to be called rap crap. Used to be called it was gonna be a fad. Hip hop really was like kind of trying to be portrayed as negative. Um, you know, as being an Italian kid, even though I do consider Italians different, um, cultural meaning, you know, there's a lot of Italians I don't agree with. And for loving hip hop, you know, I used to get called a wigger. You know what I mean?
Me,
Um, you, you know,
me
for going
too.
to the barbershop and getting 3 cuts in my eyebrow. I remember
Trying to wild
the
out.
barber asked me like, yo, you trying to be like Kane? No, hold on. The dude asked me, why are you trying to be black? And I said, I'm just trying to be like Kane.
Yeah.
And so anyway, make a long story short, so to go through all those years of truly believing in hip hop more than just the music, like the way we walk, the way we talk, and to be where I am today, that like Kane is, I could call Kane, you know what I mean? I could
Right.
call L, you know, I could call like I a lot of them are my friends, you know what I'm saying? And that shit don't happen to anybody. So I thought when I think about my beginnings to where I am, even with the Sopranos, I grew up loving the Sopranos, and now to like be a part of, you know, a lot of their lives and you know and have access to so many, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I ever pictured would happen. Um, I always been in the mix. I always been, you know, a dude that drove down my neighborhood and I, you know, beeped the horn at everybody. Pete, hey, what's up, Pete? You know, like I always knew everybody. I always, you know, was one of those guys. Um, but to be embedded and also to be, you know, it's a blessing, man. Like to be involved in that. So yeah, so Sopranos. You know, I met the guys. You know, the internet's man. My man, Mr. Morris. I think he told one of these guys. He was like, "Yo, they were doing some type of Sopranos convention." He's like, "Yo, if you do it with Premium Pete, you make it a big mistake." Um, and I got introduced to them, and we really hit the ground running, man. And we made history. You know, um, so yeah, I'm friends with a lot of those guys. You know, I got a new one coming in with Johnny Sack. I sat down with him. You know, I sat down with Paulie Walnuts, Tony Sirico, Federico, which is Furio. You know, I sat down with all of them. So, you know, and I want to help them tell their story,
Right.
tell their journey. And the Premium Pete Show, I just want to mix it up, right? You know, like you know what I realized? You can't tell everybody what you do because they don't understand it. So, like,
Nah.
you know, like people try to pinpoint what you do, you know, like and that's why I'm always a believer. Make more moves, make less announcements, because it's like, yo, okay, I'm a podcaster, no problem. But you're gonna see me like in HBO with The Sopranos, and like, you know, like, what the hell is Pete doing there? How's his name in the credits? You know,
Right.
okay, you know, you're gonna see me, you know, or you know, behind the scenes. I guess what I'm trying to say is, some people, I get it, they want to like scream their wins, and some of their audience cares, but at the end of the day, it's like, are you doing it just to show off, or are you doing it because like, yo, you know, you get into the bag and you get into your work and you hustling, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Sopranos, like I said, just like hip hop, man. Um, you know, I loved it. I breathed it. You know, I believed in it. I fought for it. You know, and I was willing to, you know, like battle anybody, you know, who had a problem with my love for those things, and to be, like I said, where I am today with, you know, the involvements. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I could stop today and I'm just like, damn, that was some run. You know what I mean? Thankful for sure.
Absolutely. I can't really do anything without gratitude, man. I'm so blessed to just be here. And like not even to talk to you, right? Or to have a podcast to just wake up every day. You know what I mean? Like I start every day, hit the ground running. Like I'm just thankful to be here, you know, and that's what keeps me focused and keeps me grounded. You know,
Never be afraid to be humble. Never be afraid to be thankful. You know,
you
it's
have
like at
to.
the end of the day, you're living your life. You know what I'm saying? And I think as you get older, the little things in life mean the most. Just waking up. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to go to your kids, practice or swim or whatever. You know, it's important. It's important for that. And here's the thing too: you gotta always believe in you. You know, a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
like TJ. I'll be honest with you, man. Um, it all starts with you, and that's something that I didn't do for many years. You start analyzing, you start overthinking everything. Um, there's a true power in never ever giving up and never ever stop believing in yourself. You know, sometimes you start overthinking, you talk yourself out of your dreams. As long as you're willing to put that work in, dreams can happen. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a preacher, but I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. You know, and this is probably one of the best advice I'll give. But it's like, don't look at anything as less, right? If you try something out, if you try this podcast shit out and it don't work, you put in, you sat down with multiple people, you made different connections, you learned about
right,
this, you learned about that. Stop thinking as failures and start thinking as experience on what not to do next time. You know what I'm saying?
right.
A lot of people I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Cost me
Yeah,
a lot of years in my life. Cost me financially, et cetera, a lot of things. And for a while I was like hard on myself. You fuck up, you messed up, you this, you're a failure,
yeah,
you this. And then you start thinking like you got a black cloud over you, like you can't do it. Nah, your past, and I'm not being corny, like, the most cliche things are the true things. Your past, leave that in the past.
yeah,
But use it as a lesson. When I did this, I tripped and I fell. Okay, now I'm gonna go around the curve. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Don't be like don't pity on it. Like learn from it. And when you learn
Right.
from it, like anything's possible. And I'll be honest with you, when you believe in yourself, people believe in people who believe in themselves. Straight up. You
Absolutely.
know?
And like to break off that, like maybe like 5, 6 years ago, it was I can't get a job because I'm a felon. I'm a I'm a recovering drug addict. Nobody's gonna give me an opportunity. And when I let that go and just said, "No, I'm TJ. This is what I can bring to the table," my life changed immediately. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like
sure.
I have a career. I'm successful, and everything that I touch does well. All praise. You know what I mean? Like I'm very blessed. I have a great team around me. You know, but I leave all that past shit. Those were just learning lessons. You know what I mean? I can't get that time back. You know, and just move forward from there.
But it made you look, it made you here's the thing I look at. Hold on, let me I got some charge. Let me put this headphone. Let me see if I got some charge. Let me put some these headphones back and we'll get a little more clarity here. Hold
I
on,
got
hold
you.
on. See, there we go. You see that? My
Yeah,
man wrote, I believe in TJ because of how much he believes. I mean,
technical difficulties. Pete's freezing up. Shout outs to everybody tuning in for Spin with Spitter, man. This is so dope to just have a conversation.
okay. All right. All right, we back?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Um, so so yeah, I mean, believing in yourself is everything. And again, not to be cliche, but I promise you the most cliche things are the most truest things. So it's like there's a lot of things that we didn't learn when we were young. Like, and I have a lot of same similarities. I was in group homes. I messed around with drugs when I was younger. I went away. I turned my whole life around, but it took a lot of
Absolutely.
struggle. I remember times where I felt like I couldn't get a job. When I came home, I remember I was cleaning carpets, and I hated it, but I did it. I had to pay child support, and I did whatever I had to do. And I'm still willing to do that. And I think that's what
That's the
makes us
thing with me.
warriors. Like we could get to a certain position in our life where like, damn, man, I really propelled out of that bullshit. But I'm willing
Absolutely.
to be any level of that. Like, when I was on the Combat Jack show, I was a co-host, right? I would go get
Mm-hmm.
people water. I would go
Yeah.
get people water. Like, you need something to drink? Your man's downstairs. I'll go get him. You know,
Right.
I never, and that's from my past. I didn't just step into being something like, and I just felt like I was better than people. Nah, man. So the point I'm making is my past humbles me, and
Yeah.
I
Me
don't
too.
look at it no more as a failure. I look at it as a lesson, as a blessing too.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I 100% agree with you. But I'm like I said, I'm not gonna keep you too long. But I got some questions, man. I need to know who your top 5 rappers of all time are.
That's such a hard question because I feel like sometimes it changes. I'm gonna go off the jump. I'm gonna just say in no particular order. I'm gonna say Jay-Z,
Hmm.
Big Daddy Kane, Biggie. Um, I'm gonna throw Eminem in there because he actually made me believe that the shit was kind of, that some of these motherfuckers can stop breaking my chops about being white in hip hop. And I don't mean, I'm talking about my own people.
Right.
Um, like, yeah, he's nice, he's nasty. You know what I mean? He's this, and
Mm.
because they used to say like, you're a white dude trying to be in hip hop. Like I'm telling you before. So when M came along, I felt like that gave a little bit of like certification for me, at least, where I felt
Same with
that.
me.
But I love Biggie, man. I love Biggie. Yeah, I grew up Biggie. I love Biggie, man. I left somebody out. I mean, it changes for me, man. I mean, it changes for me, man. It really does. Like, Rakim, it's like he's up there. But then sometimes I say, well, maybe I would put in Slick Rick because I feel like he's one of the best storytellers. It changes for me. Let me give you like 10 people, okay? Let me give you like
Go
10
ahead.
people. I'm gonna go Biggie, Jay-Z, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Eminem, Slick Rick. I'm even gonna throw in this as a sleeper, but I'm gonna throw in there AZ. I love AZ. I love Beanie Siegel.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take it back along and 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 um and it's kind of hard because it's top tens are hard, man. Because it's like I feel like I changed. Like, I may tell.
Freezing up, Pete. You there? Ah, say it ain't so. Pete, you there with me? Pete, you froze up if you could hear me. Hey, while he's working out those technical difficulties, I'm gonna give you some of mine. Scarface, Biggie, Joe Button, Nas, to name a few. Let's see who else am I listening to? Right now I'm rocking with Kevin Gates hard. Pause. Hey yo, again, if you tuning in right now, I know we're having a little technical difficulties, but we'll be straight. Tune in tonight to Cypher Sounds, Cypher Knowledge with Chrissy, 8 p.m. Wednesday. DJ Sev One on Spittin with Spitter. That should be real exclusive. We're trying to work it out to get him to come back. Maybe his phone needs to be charged or something. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Spittin with Spitter bonus clip. Here we are. It seems we're having some technical difficulties, man. We're going to cut the segment short. I'm going to have Pete back on for another episode. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Spin with Spitter Monday bonus clip. Tune in Wednesday at 4 p.m. when I have on 7-1. Holla at your boy. Tune into the Premium Pete Show, premiumpeteshow.com. He's got one of the dopest podcasts going, man. Tune into that. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror, I need a break. Stress weighs on my soul until it starts to ache. Time pass on these past tracks, what a waste, and I'ma let you in for a moment. They said he